We're getting into the real conversations that we need to start having. Do you ever feel like everyone else has life figured out except you? Honestly, yes. I feel like it's just life. I am done and tired of that dusty self. Like, I want to do this, I want to do this, I want to do that. Social media secretly affects our confidence. I just do what I want to do. And later on regret it. Life is just running. Friendship do expire. Just struggle, just stay here. If you work out, it looks like you are the bad person. People confuse attention with connection.
Lights, camera, action.
Hey loves, welcome back to my channel, Triple Blessing OG. And if this is your first time here, you're welcome. And if you've been here before, thank you for coming back. In this video, we're getting into the real conversations that we need to start having, okay? And I'm talking about life, growth, pressure. We need to get into them. And I'm getting into this because I want us to actually just talk about these things, because sometimes it helps to know that you're not alone, and that is what I'm here for, okay? Let's get into it, and I hope you're going to talk to me in the comment section as well. If you're watching this video, just know that you must, before you click off, you must answer something in the comment section below. Let's do that. Is that a deal? Yeah. The first question says, do you ever feel like everyone else has life figured out except you? Honestly, yes. Sometimes I feel that way. I would not even lie, especially when I go on social media. I see a lot of people doing things that I love and things that I want to be doing right now at this point in my life. I feel like they figured their life out and I'm just here stuck. I'm trying to, just keep my head up. Yeah, I genuinely feel that way. No lies, okay? Yeah. Why do we struggle to believe things will work out for us too? It is because we have believed before and it probably did not work out. So we feel like if we allow ourselves believe again and it doesn't work out, we'll be very disappointed and this will hurt us so bad that we'll not be able to pick ourselves up. But I feel like that's not where we should be. But at the end of the day, we are humans and we don't want to be disappointed. We want to know that the first time we tried it worked out. So when we don't get that, it becomes a hard one. When we see people who have just been going higher and higher and higher and higher, and all you've been doing is just believing and staying in the same place, it feels very hard and it feels like your eyes cannot even see the possibility of whatever you're believing for coming to pass. So you just feel like, why bother? Why bother? It's only going to cause you so much pain. So yeah, I think that is why we struggle to believe that things will work out for us too. The next question says, why do we feel pressure to always seem okay? Honestly, I don't know why. I feel like it's just life. I feel like we grew up believing that we're supposed to be good at all times. So now when you find yourself not being good, you also want to pretend that you're good so it doesn't look like you're doing too much. That's for me. That's why I pretend sometimes to be okay, because I don't want to be that person that is always having issues. So I just try to, max it up and pretend like I'm good. But yeah, have you ever outgrown a version of yourself? Absolutely. Honestly, I was going to say I don't know, but yes, I have, honestly. And one of it is the version of me that procrastinates a lot. I am done and tired of that dusty self. I am out of it, okay? I just want to show up when I have to show up and then figure the rest later, okay? I don't want to be stuck procrastinating and having to come back and do the same thing I left. I don't want to be doing that, and I'm praying that God gives me the strength to, keep, being consistent on here and in life generally. The next question is, why is it so hard to rest without feeling guilty? I honestly do not know. I think this is just when we have put it in our head that we want to be more productive. So when you see yourself resting, it's almost like you're being unproductive. But one thing I try to understand as well, or maybe experience has taught me this, is that when you're resting, you're also being productive, because guess what? If you don't get that rest, honestly, you will not be able to be productive. And I've experienced it again and again. Most times I'm like, I want to do this, I want to do this, I want to do that, and my body is telling me just rest. If I don't get that rest, no matter what I do, no matter how much output I get, it will not be perfect. It will be something that I'll still have to go back and do. And it's just like, what's the point? Just get the rest and you have enough energy to be more productive as you want. The next thing says, do you think social media secretly affects our confidence? Honestly, yes, especially for me, who is also a content creator and who is not seeing the views going as great as I want it to. It honestly does affect my confidence. And sometimes when people, I don't like to even get into the whole, oh, I'm a YouTuber thing, because I'm just like, when they start looking at the numbers, it's not adding up. So I'm just like, let me keep quiet. Let me stay in one corner. Okay, I'm a YouTuber, yes, but I just stay in one corner, but I'm trying to not let that affect me. But if I have to be honest, yes, it does affect me. It does make me, hide a little bit. I don't have that much confidence sometimes. Sometimes I'm like, who cares? I mean, I do me, you do you, so. But to be honest, on a large scale, yes, it does affect my confidence. Have you ever stayed quiet just to avoid being misunderstood? Yes, all the time, a lot of times. A lot of times. But another side of me that you guys need to know is that sometimes I just do what I want to do and later on regret it. And I say this a lot with my sister, even more recently, because I've been realizing it, that sometimes I don't shut up. I talk a lot. I don't I talk a lot, Jesus. Like when I think about some of the things that I just talk about, and my sister's like, "Ooh, you said that?" I'm like, yes, I did. And later on, I'm like, they misunderstood me. Guess what? They did not. I said what I said. But I'll say that there are times that I also keep quiet just to avoid being misunderstood. Yes, I've had that before. But most times, once it gets to my head like this, I just spit everything I have to say. Like I just, I don't hold back. Yeah. I don't. Why do you think people hide how lonely they actually feel? I think it's just the whole idea of being the hard guy, not being too vulnerable or something. I don't even know. Sometimes for me, I do it because I don't want to look like I am too needy, too clingy. So I avoid, being too open about it. But I don't know about others, okay? Have you ever felt emotionally tired for no obvious reason? Yes. But then I don't think I would say for no obvious reason. I definitely know why I'm feeling what I'm feeling, okay? Except it's around the month, okay? That ovulation period or one of those seasons, yeah, the cycle just be all over the place sometimes when you're trying to figure out, why am I angry? Why am I pissed? Why am I this way? Why am I that? But most times I do know why. I might not just want to get into it, but I know why. The next question says, why do we feel like we're running out of time in life? Because we have already said the time that we want what we want, okay? When I was in secondary school, my last year in secondary school, I remember just, blabbing about all the things that I want in my life. And now that I've not gotten there, I'm just like, life is just running. And I'm like, where are we going to? Please relax. Let's take it easy, okay? But yeah, I think it's because we've set this whole plan and we really want to achieve it. So when you see that you're not achieving it, it feels like you're running out of time. And honestly, it is it's very, very okay to feel that way. It's just that you should find a way to, balance it so it doesn't keep you stuck even more. The next question says, have you ever ignored your intuition and you regretted it? Yes, absolutely. Yes, absolutely. Yes, absolutely. I have a lot of times. And when this happens, it's like, oh, something told me not to do this, or something. You always get it, but I don't know. Sometimes you're just too stubborn. We just don't listen. But I mean, at the end of the day, you're going to see why you're not supposed to do what you did, okay? But yeah, I definitely have. And the next question says, why do some people struggle to accept love? Maybe they did not grow up in a place where they were taught to accept love. So now that they're seeing it, it's almost like, what is this? It feels very brand new. It feels like new. It feels alien, like something they're not supposed to relate with or, just come close to. But it's something that happens. And I think when you find people like this, just give them grace and just show them why it is okay to accept love. Yeah, that's what you're supposed to do. Do you think we romanticize being busy too much? Yes, I think so. I think so. I can be busy all the time, okay, and still not be busy. We do that, and I think it's just about we wanting to look like we really have our life figured out. We are booked and busy, we don't have time to be wasting and all of those things, but truly we actually do have time, okay? But yeah, we romanticize being busy too much. It's just too much at this point. The next question says, have you ever felt like you were changing but nobody noticed? Yes, I think so, but I don't know if I would say nobody noticed. Maybe in certain areas, yes, but generally, I think people noticed. Why do we fear disappointing people so much? I honestly think this has to do with our upbringing. Most of us grew up believing and having this whole burden of having to make people proud. So now when you find yourself disappointing people, it feels like a lot, like you're doing the worst thing ever. If you're dealing with that, let it go sometimes. It's not worth it. The next question says, do you think some friendship naturally expire? Yes, honestly, it does. Even though it's pretty hard to accept. Honestly, it's quite hard to accept, but yes, it is what it is. Friendship do expire. It does expire. But I think the best thing is to find a good way to just let it all go and just move on without hurting the other person. But the question is it really always very possible to do that? That's the question for the day. So answer me in the comment section below. Have you ever felt pressure to become successful quickly? Absolutely yes. Okay, especially when you see somebody who you used to know, who you guys grew up together, or something doing better, and you're like, I need to get rich today, okay? I need to become a multi-billion-dollar richer, okay? Do you think people secretly crave deeper connections? Absolutely, yes. Honestly, even the people that say that they don't want it, they are lying. Honestly, they are lying. The only thing is that sometimes they might have been disappointed before, or they don't want to have expectations, so they max it and they get into this point where they are telling themselves they don't want deep connections. But honestly, everybody wants to have this deep connection. Everybody, we are human beings, and that's how we operate. But the reason why we do that is because we don't want people looking down on us. We don't want to seem very, vulnerable, open, and anybody can come in and hurt us. But do we want deep connections? We do want it. Yes, absolutely. Do you think growing up is lonelier than people admit? I would say yes for me, but also I don't think it is a general thing, to be honest, because I see a lot of people that the more they grow up, the more they make friends. Like, I mean, huge close friends. For me, I'll say the older I've gotten, the more, I wouldn't say lonelier, but the more I do not have a lot of people around me, because it just feels more peaceful sometimes. Sometimes it's actually lonely. The fact that it's peaceful doesn't change the fact that it's lonely. Do you get what I mean? Do you understand what that means? Yes, if it makes sense to you, let me know in the comments. The next question says, why do we struggle to let go of things that hurt us? Honestly, I don't know why we do this. I don't know. I feel like there's this mindset that we grew up with. Just struggle, just stay there. Even when you're not happy, just be there, because if you walk out, it looks like you are the bad person. All of those stories, yes, it happens. And I found myself in this place again and again. And to be honest, at this point, I'm just like, if it's not working out, just kukuma take a stroll out of the place, okay? It's not that easy, because yes, you're going to keep dealing with the guilt. You're going to keep dealing with it, because like, it's almost like, how dare you? How dare you even want to, let go of something that is hurting you? Why can't you just be there and work it out? But to be honest, it is safer and easier for you to just walk out of it. Honestly, take it from me. Do you think some people confuse attention with connection? Yes, I would say people do that. And I think this is most common when it comes to like a man and a woman. Sometimes either the man or the woman is giving attention and the other person is thinking it's connection, or it's the other way around. Yes, it happens a lot, and it is what it is, I guess. Have you ever felt overwhelmed by your own thoughts? Absolutely, girl. Do you know who you're talking to? I've been thinking a lot. I be thinking a lot, and sometimes I'm just like, can I run away from these thoughts, because it's overwhelming, it's just too much. Where do I even start from? But I'm trying to stop it. I'm trying to actually work on myself and just reduce it, give myself a break, because I need it. Okay, I need to give myself I do too much, honestly. Have you ever felt like you were carrying too much emotionally? Yes, absolutely. Even right now, I feel like I am, but what I do is that when I feel that way, I just look for a way to just release it. Maybe through tears, which I never used to do before, but now I just be letting it flow, baby. Do you ever rehearse arguments in your head that never actually happen? Absolutely, absolutely. I do this a lot, and honestly, I don't like it. I enjoy the feeling, let me not lie. Okay, once I start the argument, because like I said, I like to talk and I like to nag. Sometimes I'm not that bad, but when I get into it, I don't want to even stop. But then when I catch myself and I remember, girl, you're a child of God, so you better stop at this point. And I'm like, okay, let's try and meditate on God's word. But trust me, the moment I get into that whole argument, I don't want to stop. It feels so good, so sweet. But then I have to stop by fire, by force. Okay, I even said this in my self-development class. I was telling the teacher that this is what I've been dealing with and I'm tired of it. I don't like it, in the sense of I don't like it, knowing the whole spiritual impact. My mind is supposed to be, filled with good things and all of those things. I don't want to be, crowding it with all of these arguments. But guess what? It gets so sweet to think about it. But anyways, we're working on it, right? Have you ever acted calm outside, but internally you were in 4K panic mode? Yeah. I'm that person that likes to, keep things really calm, even when I'm literally crying, shaking inside of me. But I like to, try to put my emotions together so it doesn't look like I don't have myself in order. And it also helps me to, think right and think, just have my mind together, especially if it's in an urgent situation that I have to come up with something. If I'm panicking, I will not be able to do anything. So I have to calm down. And naturally, I'm very, very calm. Because why do we say I am done and then go back anyway? Honestly, I don't like doing this, to be honest. Like, it doesn't matter how crazy whatever the person has done. If I'm not sure that I'm ready to let go, I don't just say it. Because I feel like if I say it again and again and again and again, it gets to a point where it becomes an old story. So this person doesn't even take your words seriously. This could come up in friendship. It could come up in, relationship, like boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, whatever. So I like to be sure of my words, okay? So before I use the word I am done or it's over, like I don't like to say it. Like even when I'm dating, I will not come out and be like, it's over, let's break up, until I am sure. But one thing I know for sure is that once I get to that point of it is over, like we're not going back. We're not going back. So even when you're doing crazy things, I might just ignore you, just let you know, let's go and deal with whatever is wrong with you. But I'm not going to use the word, because I feel like most times when we do the whole back and forth, every time it's over, it's over, it's over, it gets to a point where you tell the person it's over and the person is just like, she's going to come around, it's the same old thing. And I don't want that. I want you to take my words serious. If I tell you it's over, it's over. If I tell you I'm done, I'm done, okay? I don't want you to be treating my word like it's nothing. Do you ever need time alone immediately after socializing? Yes, guy. Like the last time I went out, when I came home, I felt like I needed a rest. I needed a whole week of rest, because what do you mean I have to be this, energetic, socializing, talking to people? You have to keep your energy, smile. Oh, my social battery ran down quickly, like earlier than I expected. I was so tired. Yeah, but yes, I actually do feel like I need to just go home and rest. Like, but then I still have to, check in with my sister and give her some of the gist. Have you ever stared at yourself in the mirror and started giving yourself TED Talks? Absolutely. I think this is such a YouTuber thing to do. I feel like this is I think it's a general thing. I do it a lot. In my head, I'm always like imagining myself on a panel, imagining myself, just in front of this congregation, talking to them about my life journey. If you see me talking about it, even looking so good, I'm like, girl, you know how to do this. It feels so good. This looks good on you too. Why do we mentally spend money before we even have it, guy? This one right here is something that I do. But guess what happens most times for me is that once that money come into my hands, best believe I am not going to spend it on what I thought about. Yes. And guess what? It gets even worse. I will not spend it on anything. I'll just start to calculate, like, why do I don't need this. Like, I don't need it. I start to cancel out things because I'm like, I don't want to waste my money, okay? I don't want to waste my money. And sometimes people call me frugal. I'm like, I'm not. I'm actually not. It's just that I've been thinking too much about what I spend my money on, okay? But yeah, I do that a lot. And I even did it just yesterday, 2 days ago. And I was like, I want to buy this, I want to buy this, I want to buy this. And now I'm just like, no, you don't need it, you don't need it. Later. I do that a lot. Have you ever opened an app and forgotten why you entered? Absolutely. Who doesn't? Like, this is a normal thing. You never do one before? I do it a lot. The next question says, do you think overthinking has become a full-time job for some people? It was a full-time job for me, but now I've sacked myself. I'm not doing that anymore, okay? I don't have time to be overthinking anything, okay? If it's too stressful, guy, rest. I'll go and drink water and I'll sleep. I don't want to be overthinking anything. Honestly, I feel like I want to fill my mind with things that are positive and things that, because most of the times when we are overthinking things, chances are we are not thinking the best things, okay? And it will definitely go from, even if you think about the best things, it might be from you thinking about the best things, you now start thinking about the worst case scenario. You're going from one level of the worst case scenario to another. So I have fired myself, and I don't want to be doing this anymore. And I don't think it's something anybody should be doing, because when you're overthinking, you also do not allow God to just do his thing, and that's not a good place to be. So yeah, I don't like it at all for anything. Let's get into the final question of the day. Why have you not subscribed to my channel yet? Why do you not share my videos? And why have you not liked my video? Yes, this question is for you. Answer in the comment section below. I realize that over 82% of you guys are not subscribed to my channel, and it gets even sadder when I see that you watch my video but you do not like. If you're watching via a link and you cannot like, please log in, please sign in, and just like my videos, subscribe to my channel, and be a part of this family, and leave me comments. I mean, I put out quality videos. You guys are not saying anything in the comments. I mean, more people should be talking in the comment section below, okay? That's how we do it. That's how YouTube recommends my videos to more people, okay? So with that being said, we have come to the end of this video. Please go ahead and like, share, and do all of those good stuff, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye.